Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm hanging out here with Penelope. She's my monkey tailed skink, or prehensile tailed skink. She's actually got a good grip on my eyebrow right now. Anyhow, we're gonna learn a little bit about her and her enclosure, and I'm gonna show you why I love her so much.
As a pro bike rider, action sports announcer, and off-road adventurer, I'm always on the go. But for my true passion as a reptile breeder, I created my own sanctuary in South Florida. This is Kamp Kenan.
Okay, so I'm gonna step on out here with her on my hat so I can better talk to you all. Yeah, it's not exactly the most comfortable thing crouching down like that, so let's gently lift her off my hat here. Look at that face. Is that not an incredible animal? So as I was mentioning, she is a monkey tail, prehensile, or Solomon Islands skink. All three names are fine. It's the largest skink in the world. They are completely arboreal, which means they live in the trees. Now, the thing about the way they climb, it's different than some of the other lizards that are out there, like say an iguana or some of the anoles and stuff. They're not as fast and not very quick in the way they climb. They're very tentative. And you look at that body. I mean, it's a long, almost a cumbersome body, but they have incredibly strong claws here that they just grip to the bark and tree limbs with. And they also have this. It's this tail. Now this animal right here can wrap that tail around just to make sure it's a fifth limb and to make sure that she does not come crashing down through the foliage. Now I get nervous because I gotta be honest with you, she loves to bite me. She's bitten me before, but if you could feel what I'm feeling right now, she's got a death grip. You see that? She gets a little bit nervous. She's got a bit of a death grip, and that's because they don't like to fall. I don't blame them. So these animals spend most of their time in the canopy, and they eat something called pothos. And you can see the pothos behind me. It's a pothos vine. So I'm growing it for these guys to be able to eat. So look at her. What a pretty girl she is. Now these animals are no longer imported into the United States. So whatever is here in the United States is all you're ever going to find. So you're going to get captive raised babies unless someone illegally imports these animals. And you know how I feel about that. I do not like the illegal wildlife trade. It's counterproductive to what we're trying to do with captive breeding. So anyhow, these guys are strict vegetarians. They're true vegetarians too. They can actually subsist off the pothos, but you never want to just do that. You want to give them mulberry leaves, the pothos, different green vegetation like collards, romaine, yellow squash, strawberries. These guys will eat it all as long as it's vegetation. They have the cutest little faces, and they have powerful jaws that they're able to break through the vegetation and rip things off of the trees and foliage. Now, here's something that is incredibly interesting about these animals. They're live bearers, which means that they give birth to one or maybe two large live babies. But that isn't the most interesting part. What's most interesting to me about these animals is they have social groups. They actually live in small families. And which makes it kind of sad that she's all alone. I am looking for a mate for her so they can build their own family unit. The way she came to me was from the Bush Wildlife Sanctuary. And actually, she was someone's pet. She did have a mate, but unfortunately, the cage they were in was big enough for a raccoon to reach through, and the raccoon actually killed and maimed her mate. She survived, so I got her, and it was so incredible to me because I've always wanted to work with Solomon Islands skinks. I mean, this is one of my favorite lizards because they're so different. Because they eat vegetation, they eat the exact same foods I can feed my iguanas, so it's not too difficult for me to actually keep her. And plus, South Florida is incredible. It's similar to the Solomon Islands in that high humidity. You can see where I placed her enclosure. It's actually under the mango trees, so there's a lot of canopy. She feels very secure there, and it's really cool. But back to the interesting thing about these family units. They'll actually live in family groups, and the females will keep the babies with them for a long time, and then they actually wean them. They actually get them to go away. Now, I love her, but I'm not 100% sure I want her so close to my ears. I've gotten a few good nips from her, so what I'm gonna do, oh, she's scary, she's tough. I'm just gonna gently get her off of me. And as you see these claws, just like any arboreal lizard's claws, they're pretty darn good. but she doesn't want to leave. So, well, do I trust her? I don't know. This could become a very interesting episode of Kamp Kenan. I'm going to trust her. Please don't bite me. She can be a little temperamental. But okay, she seems like she's being good. But I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm nervous. Let's go see if I can get her to climb back into her enclosure where she feels most secure. So like I said, these are arboreal animals. They climb very slow, but they use that tail as a fifth limb. So let's see if I come back in, we can kind of show you some of the furniture that I've got her working with here. Here she goes. Oh yeah, she's on my neck. That's nice. Ah, she's got me. Oh, she's biting me. Oh, Penelope, I'll let you go. Come on, sweetie. Oh, God, you suck. So here you go, folks. Just like I said, Penelope likes to bite me for some reason. I don't know why, but I think it's a nervous reaction because she's trying to actually come off here. So I'm going to just relax. I'm going to relax here and see if she'll leave me alone. But I still love her, even though she's biting me. What a little weasel. She's climbing back on her thing. Oh, thank you so much, Penelope. I think she just wanted to leave me with a little love tap. Oh, most girls bite me. Anyway, so here you can see her. I've set this enclosure up. As I mentioned, they love canopy. They like to be out there. So I got them under the 2 mango trees. Just some simple logs for her to climb on, but I want to make them easy for her to get around on because I've noticed this animal here, they get really nervous. And that's what I think that bite was. They get a little nervous when they're being held. So you really got to work with them because this is an animal, like I said, that's not necessarily the most agile climber. They're a little cumbersome. And so they get very nervous. You'll hear them hissing like, like, don't drop me. So anyhow, you can see her now. She's feeling much better. She's flattened out a little bit, but she'll walk around and move throughout her enclosure. But here's another interesting thing that I've noticed with Penelope, the Solomon Islands skink, and that is she's more nocturnal. She likes to hide during the day in these hollow logs, sometimes in the bottom and sometimes up top. But it's at night when I can really get a good sense as to her behavior. She comes out, she crawls up in these pots and she nibbles on these leaves. I have some food up here in the food dish for her. She'll eat at nighttime and move about the canopy. So it's really fun to come out here with a flashlight and see her doing her thing. So she's got a lot of space because I anticipate getting another male so I could potentially breed them. And that would be really rewarding to kind of build a nice family unit for these guys. So there you have Solomon Islands skink. I got bit. Very exciting episode today. I'm going to get out of her cage and we'll leave you with a little footage of Penelope doing her thing. See you later.
Thanks so much for watching. And as always, we have another bonus video for you this week. So if you're interested in seeing me pull a serrated African mud turtle from my pond, be sure to check out the Kamp Kenan channel on YouTube and become a subscriber today.